Hi, good morning. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing great. Well, I'm back with a new poem. It's a poem of class 10 of Cbse. Here is the title of the poem, A Tiger in the Zoo. It's written by Leslie Norris. Leslie Norris is a prize-winning Welsh author. A Tiger in the Zoo. In this poem, the poet explains agony and helplessness of a tiger. He compares a confined or a caged tiger in a zoo with a tiger in a forest. Look at this image. Here is a tiger in a forest, and here is a tiger in a cage. Here is a tiger in a confinement. This tiger shows unhappiness. This tiger has no freedom. This tiger has no real nature, true nature. And this tiger, the tiger in the zoo, has a real nature, has a true nature. So, what is a real nature? A true nature of a tiger: ferociousness, fearlessness, freedom, and roaring are the real nature, a true nature of a tiger. Confining or caging a tiger in a zoo, it dashes the real nature, a true nature of a tiger. It dashes the ferociousness, fearlessness, freedom, and roaring of the tiger you have just seen. You have just seen those images, and I hope those images would help you out to make your sense clear. Now let's go to read the poem comprehensively and figure out the meaning of difficult words and literary terms as well. Here is the poem: A tiger in the zoo. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. Let's check out the meaning of difficult words the first in this stage of the poem. Here's a stalks. Bright color. Stalks means follows. Vivid means bright color. Stripes means, here is a stripes. Stripes means line. Pads means the pose of the tiger. Pose of the tiger. Rage. Anger. Now let's go to see the explanation of the first stanza of the poem. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage. In this stanza, the poet explains the descriptions of a tiger. The description of the tiger, that the tiger is a beautiful and walking in a limited space of a cage. The tiger is beautiful because the tiger has colorful stripes on his skin. The tiger has colorful lines on his skin. Colorful lines, stripes means a combination of black and orange color. And the tiger is in a cage. He has a limited place, limited space to walk on parts of velvet quiet. Now here the poet compares the pose of the tiger with a velvet. Velvet is a soft fabric. Look at this image. This is a velvet. It's a very soft fabric. Now here the poet compares the pose of the tiger with this velvet, with this soft fabric. No one can hear the footsteps of a tiger because the footsteps of the tiger, the pose of the tigers are very soft and it doesn't make any sound. Now, in his quiet rage, the tiger is anger. The tiger is in anger because the tiger has been confined. The tiger has been caged. And because the tiger has no freedom. Now let's move to see the next stranger. He should be lurking in a shadow, sliding through long grass near the water hole where plump deer pass. Now let's go to check out the meaning of the difficult word first. Lurking. Lurking means to be hidden in order to catch a prey. Here prey means deer and deer is the favorite dish of the tiger and plump means healthy. Healthy. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through a long grasses near the water hole where a plump deer pass. Here the poet says, here the poet says, if the tiger is in jungle, if the tiger was in a jungle, he would have hidden behind long grasses near water body to catch prey. Basically, a prey is the favorite dish of the tiger, and the plum deers come to the water body to drink water. Now let's see the next stanza of the poem. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, bearing his white fans, his claws, terrorizing the village. Now let's see the meaning of the difficult words of this stanza. Snarling means making sound. Making warning sound. By animals. Fangs. Sharp teeth of animal or tiger. Bearing means uncovered. Terrorizing. Making scared. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, bearing his white fans, his claws terrorizing the village. Now here the poet says, creates an imagination. If the tiger was in jungle, in forest, he would have roared, he would have terrorized the people who resides outskirts of the jungle, the people who resides near the jungle. The tiger would terrorize, the tiger would make scared of the villager with his sharp teeth and sharp paws. Now let's move to the next stanza. But he locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitor. Now here the concrete means concrete means strong building materials, and bars means sail. Now the poet says in this stanza, the tiger is confined. The tiger is in a cage of a zoo, and the cage is made up of strong building materials that is unbrokenable. The power, the strength, the ferociousness, the fearlessness, and freedoms are dashed behind the bar, behind the sail, in that cage. Now the tiger is powerless. The tiger has no freedom, has no power to terrorize to any person. Stalking the length of his cage, ignoring the visitors. Now the tiger is walking in the limited space, in the limited place of the cage. The tiger is not looking at the visitors because the tiger knows, I have no freedom. I have no true nature. I have no real nature. I have no nature to terrorize the people. People won't be scared. Now let's move to the last stanza of this poem. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stays with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Now check out the difficult meaning of this stanza, patrolling. Patrolling is generally a car, a police van, for guarding at night a particular area. Look at this one. It's a patrolling van, it's a police van. It is used at night to guard an area. Now, here the poet says, the tiger is alone in the cage. The tiger is frustrated, disappointed. There is silence everywhere. The tiger can only hear the voice of patrolling car. The tiger can only hear the voice of the police van which guard an area at night. And in the sadness, the tiger keeps looking at the stars. Looking at the stars and trying to forget his confinement. Trying to divert his thought of the confinement, because the tiger is here in the confinement, is here in a cage. The tiger has no real nature. The tiger has no true nature at all. That's all about the poem. Now let's go to check out the literary devices of the poem. Now let's go to check out the literary devices of this poem. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage, on bats of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. Let's check out first rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme is A, B, C, B. The rhyme scheme is A, B, C, B. B, B, catch and rage. Here he refers the tiger. So it's a personification. So personification, here he refers to a tiger. It's a personification. Now what is a personification? Personification, giving the qualities of human to an animal or an object. Now next one is consonance. Now what is a consonance? Repetition of consonant sounds in middle or last of a word. Now see this one. Stalks his stripes. Repetition of consonant sounds. It's a consonance. Here is also assonance. Now what is assonance? What is assonance? Repetition of vowel sounds in a word. In his vivid stripes. This is assonance. Next one is enjambment. Now what is enjambment? Continuation of a sentence without any pause. Just look the stanza. He stalks in his vivid stripes. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage. The first line is continuing to the second line without any pauses. That's why it is an enjambment. Imagery. The next literary devices of this stanza is imagery. What is imagery? Creating imagination. Now here the poet creates an imagination. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage. These lines create an imagination. Next one is a metaphor. What is a metaphor? Direct comparison of two entities. Now look at the poem. Look at the first stanza. On bats of the velvet quiet. Now here the poet compares the bats to the velvet quiet. Here the poet compares to the pose of the tiger with the velvet, with the soft fabric. It's a metaphor. Next one is oxymoron. What is the oxymoron? Uses of two opposite words, uses of two opposite adjective. Look, quite, rich. It's a oxymoron. Now let's check out the literary devices in the second stanza of this poem. Let's check out the first rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme. Now what is a rhyme scheme? That A, B, C, B. Now here is a grass and pass. Enjambment, there's also enjambment in this land, from sliding to deer pass. Look at this. He should be lurking the shadow, sliding through the long grasses. The line starts from here, the line is continuing from here near the water hole where the plump deer pass. The line is continuing from the sliding through to a deer pass without any pause there. That's why it's in enjambment. Next one is alliteration. Now what is alliteration? What is alliteration? Repetition of consonant words, repetition of consonant sounds, initial of any word, in initial of any word. Now see this one. Plump, pass. Here the repetition of consonant sounds in initial words. Plump, pass. Now let's check out the literary devices in the third stanza. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, bearing his white fans, his claws terrorizing the village. Let's check out the rhyme scheme first. That's A, B, C, B. That's age, village. It's a rhyme scheme. It's the rhyme scheme A, B, C, B. It's also personification. Because he is referred for a tiger. He refers tiger. Here's also assonance. Should around houses. It has also enjambment. He should be snarling around houses. This line is continuing to at the jungle's edge. It has onomatopoeia. The third stanza has a literary device, onomatopoeia. Now, what is onomatopoeia? It is used to denote, to indicate the sound of animal, or denote the sound. Now, snarling. The word is denoting the sound, and this is onomatopoeia. Consonance, it has consonance, his, fans, his, close, S, 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 S. Now let's check out the literary devices of the fourth stanza. Let's check out the first rhyme scheme. What is the rhyme scheme? A, B, C, B. Bars, visitors. It has assonance. P, locked, concrete, cell. It also has alliteration. Behind bars. Now let's see the last stanza of this poem. Let's see the literary devices of the last poem of this stanza. Last stanza of this poem. Let's go to check out the first rhyme scheme of the last stanza of this poem. Rhyme scheme: A, B, C, B. Cars, stars. It's a rhyme scheme. A, B, C, B. It's a rhyme scheme of this stanza of the poem. Now it has alliteration, he and hers. It has alliteration. It has assonance. With, is, brilliant. It has assonance. It has also personification because he refers to the tiger. Now this all was about the poem. I hope you understood well. Well, thank you very much and have a good day. God bless you. Bye bye.